Hello, this is Miguel Barajas. In today's video, we're gonna demo how to create an entire CI/CD pipeline for manage an on-premises infrastructure. So the idea for this demo is to show you how to handle this kind of use cases where we have an external pipeline like GitHub or a Terraform cloud and that kind of elements with our on-premises environment behind the firewalls. So the idea for this demo is going to be to do this use case. The use case is going to be to deploy the entire infrastructure to for a 3 tiers app. The idea for this is to create a new tenant, an ACI tenant, and the entire elements that is needed in order to make this application to work, like the different endpoint groups, the different bridge domains, subnets, contracts, filters, and so on. So in that way, we will let ready our infrastructure to then deploy virtual machine in every single tier or EPG, whatever we want to call it. So we can handle this as in a declarative way, right? And we can handle this in different environments like development, Q&A, and production. We're gonna use an entire Terraform configuration for this. So we will. What we want to do is to use just one Terraform configuration for the several environments. So we're going to use an entire CI/CD pipeline for this, where we're going to manage the entire lifecycle of the application for every single environment. And the idea for this is that do it, as I mentioned before, in a declarative way. And we're gonna show you how all this will allow to provide all the infrastructure for the developers, and at the same way and in automatic fashion to do an optimization of this infrastructure through Intersight Workload Optimizer. So let's see how this pipeline looks. So the idea is that we have our DevOps teams. It could be one person, it could be several person that works on the Terraform configuration. So then we will have our repository from GitHub, where we're gonna have two different branches, one for development and one for production. In the same fashion, in Terraform Cloud for Business, we're gonna have two different workspaces, one for development and one for production. In these workspaces is when we are going to put all the parameters, different parameters that are corresponding for the for that environment in particular. So for that, to make this reality and to handle all the connectivity for the on-premises environment, we're gonna use Cisco Intersight. So between the integration with Cisco Intersight and Cloud Terraform will allow us and then to provide all this configuration and to deploy all this configuration to our on-premises infrastructure behind the firewall. So this is the components, and how the pipeline works is very easy, right? So the DevOps teams will code the Terraform configuration, and what is going to happen is that the DevOps will then create, like a normal stuff in CLI, all normal command for GitHub. First git add, then git commit, then git push. As soon as he does or she does the git push, what is going to happen, as we know, is going to synchronize all these changes to our GitHub repositories. In this case, will allow us that the DevOps team will only commit changes to the development branch, but not to production branch. And we will see why this is important for this. So as soon as the the development branch has a new version of the code, Terraform Cloud will pick it up. This will trigger this to create a Terraform plan and a Terraform apply. So as soon that this plan is okay, and an administrator and an operator will accept the applied, then Terraform Cloud will trigger this plan to Cisco Intersight. Cisco Intersight will at the same time connect with Intersight Assist. That Intersight Assist will have the entire Terraform Cloud agent pool. That agent will actually connect in the premises on the premises with our infrastructure. So in this case, and then because we have all the parameters for our development environment, the dev workspace will deploy the entire infrastructure to the development environment. So as soon as all this is checked that it works, that everything is fine, then the operator or the DevOps can then create a Git merge between our development branch and the production branch. So right now, in this step of the pipeline, the development environment is already up and running, right? But development is not, or maybe out of sync, as we can say. It depends the steps, right? But and right now, if we want to integrate this change to production, the only thing that it is needed is to create a Git merge, right? It can be done through the CLI, or it can be done through the GitHub web interface. In this case, as soon as we do the Git merge, Terraform Cloud will understand that it's a new version for this branch, and it will pick it up, and it will do exactly the same thing. It will talk with Intersight, it will talk with Intersight Assist, and Assist will talk directly with production environment. And so as soon as we have this going on, then we have a synchronization between development and production. So for this later on, we will have like a development phase when we can talk with development and without touch production. And as soon we are ready for these chains integrated to production, we could just do the Git merge one more time. So that's what we're going to show you in the next 10 minutes or so. So let's see if that is true. So for this demo, I have this Terraform configuration where we're gonna create a new tenant, all the resources for a tenant, like bridge domain, like the APIs, all that kind of stuff that is needed for this three tiers app. So we're gonna create a contract, an application profile, and later on, when we finish all this, we're gonna create a different virtual machine on every single tiers. It depends if we are on development or production. We're going to create just 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends on what is needed by the application itself. And here in GitHub, we'll see that we have 2 branches, one for production and one for development. So right now we're gonna do a git add for our Terraform configuration, then a commit, just put something random there that we normally do, and then we're gonna do a push into production. As soon as I do the push into production, what is going to happen is that this is going to create a plan directly on my Terraform cloud. So as we can see here right now, in my workspace called ACI Terraform, a plan is queued. So why this is important? Because we now can see that this was triggered automatically for me. I don't need to do anything else. Right now, I show you all the dev and the variables like the name of the tenant and the number of virtual machine to be deployed in every single tier. So with that, we can see that right now the planning is already running, and we can see that in the version control configuration, we have our master branch that is actually our development branch in our GitHub. So right here in the plan, that we can see the plan is already finished, and we can see that a bunch of new resources is going to be created, 40 in this case, and we will see that the apply is pending. So we just put a note here and then confirm the plan in order to the actual infrastructure to be deployed. Now the apply is queue to execution. What is going to happen is that Terraform will talk with Intersight, and then all this apply is going to happen. So right now we can see here the entire log for this apply, where we can see that the infrastructure is creating, creating in my premises. In this case, is creating the ACI tenant, as we can see here. If we go back, we can see that it is creating a bunch of other things that is needed for this application to work, like the APGs and the bridge domain and all this kind of thing that it is needed. So as we will see it in a moment in our APIC, we will see that all this configuration is already done for us, and in the Basesphere as well. So we will see that 3 new port groups has been created for me, because we have integrated our ACI with Basesphere. So as we can see here in our APIC, if we go drill a little bit more in my tenant, we will see that the entire configuration it is already done for me. I can see that is an application profile here with 3 EPGs. If we see the topology for this EPG, we will see that everything is set up for me. 3 EPGs with 3 different contracts. Everything is set up for me, and now the virtual machine is already deployed right here. As we can see, it will deploy the virtual machines on the EPG or the port group that is corresponding for this tier, in this case for the application EPG or the application tier. And as soon as we deployed the virtual machine, Terraform will tell me that the apply has been completed and 40 new resources has been created. So with that, we will see that my entire environment, my development environment is up and running, and we can do all the entire test and to see that is happening. Right now, I'm ready to integrate this into production. So the only thing I need to do is to do a pull request between the information that is missing in the development branch and the production branch. And the only thing we can check the pull request itself. We can check what is changed between test and production, or development and production. And when we are ready and satisfied with this, we just merge and confirm the merge between these 2 branches. So we don't need to do anything else, right? We can do this through the CLI or through the web. And what is going to happen in Terraform Cloud is that Terraform Cloud will pick up this new request automatically, and it will create a new run for me. It will create the plan, and we can see here that this is specifically workspace is oriented or is focused on production. We can see here that for production, I have different number of virtual machine for my tier. So let's see what's going on in the planning. We see that the same way that we do it in the past, this was triggered by GitHub a few seconds ago, and as soon as the plan is finished and we can see the entire environment that is going to create for me in production right now, I can go and confirm that plan for me. So Terraform will create that for me, right? So the same way it will apply pending, apply queue, and then it will do the actual apply. For this, we will see that it will create an entire environment once again. We will create the the ACI tenant will create another bridge domain, another APIs, all that kind of stuff, but with just for production with information and the parameters that we tell Terraform Cloud that to create this infrastructure. So right now we can see that we have a new tenant called prod tenant, and we can see that right now everything is creating right now into ACI, and we will see that in the same fashion that we did before in development, we are doing right now, but in production we have the same configuration, the same code working for several environments. So we are sure that our development and our production are the same way configured, right? We can see here the application profile in the same fashion. We see that we create another 3 EPGs separated from this, right? And so right now we are good to start to deploy the virtual machine. So the virtual machine start to deploy. We can see here that it start to deploy. It deployed several virtual machines because that was something that we did different between development and production. Maybe in development we don't need so many virtual machines, or the size or the virtual machine can be different. Whatever that we want to do, it can be done. So as soon as all these virtual machines are configured properly and and up and running, then we can obviously double check that in every single EPG are the number of virtual machines that we want to deploy. So right now the apply is complete. We can see that it's 45 new resources created, and now we can see that all this has been created for me, and we have 2 different environments up and running. Now, right now we can see that Intersight World Optimizer picked up all this information for me automatically. I don't have to do nothing in order to Intersight World Optimizer to pick this new virtual machines, and I can see the relationship between this virtual machine and the infrastructure itself. So it will start to give us information about what has to be automated, and if we create policies on this, I will actually modify and optimize my environment for me. So I hope you have found this demo interesting. As you can see, we can manage the entire life cycle of our infrastructure in declarative way. So we can, with the same Terraform configuration, manage different environments, as you can see, like development, production, Q&A, and so on. So we can parameterize on Terraform Cloud the difference between this environment, right? For in this case, because it's my my laboratory, it is the actual same infrastructure, but it can be several different sites in geographically separated, like east and west, or wherever it is in your organization, and we can use the same configuration. In that way, we are like very sure that all the configuration across all my sites, across all my environments are the same. This way, all the human errors can be narrowed to a very short list, because right now we understand that all this has been done programmatically. And the best and the good thing is that we can destroy the environments that is not production, like development and so on. And so we don't need it to be up and running for several times. So we can save resources there, maybe in the cloud, maybe on premises. So this is a good thing as well, to create to have the different workflows with the same Terraform configuration. So I hope you see you soon, and I hope you have enjoyed this demo.